If you've been trading for any amount of time, whether you're 3 months in or 3 years deep, I need you to pay really close attention right now. Because I'm about to tell you something that goes against almost everything you see on social media, everything you hear in those flashy YouTube thumbnails, and everything your brain probably wants to believe. Most people think the difference between losing traders and consistently profitable traders comes down to some secret strategy, some hidden indicator, some magical combination of moving averages that nobody else has figured out yet. They think profitable traders are doing something complicated on the charts that the rest of us just can't see. Let me tell you something. That wasn't the case for me. What actually made me consistently profitable didn't happen on the charts at all. It didn't happen during market hours. It didn't happen when I was staring at screens or clicking buttons or chasing moves. What made me profitable happened in the quiet moments. The moments when nobody was watching. The moments that don't make for a good Instagram story. The moments that don't go viral on YouTube. The moments that are honestly pretty boring. And that's exactly the point. Before we dive into this properly, I want to ask you something. If you're someone who actually wants to understand trading, not just chase the hype, not just gamble on random setups, but truly understand how this game works, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button on this video and subscribe to this channel. It helps me make more content like this. Not just the entertainment stuff I know you guys love, but the real, raw, practical trading content that actually changes how you think about the markets. That like and subscribe tells me you want more of the real side of trading. So if you're serious, let me know you're here. All right, let's break this down properly. First, the plan. Your anchor in chaos. I want you to picture something. Imagine walking into a casino with absolutely no strategy, no budget, no idea what game you're going to play. You just walk in, look around, and start throwing money at whatever looks interesting in the moment. Sounds insane, right? Nobody would do that. But that's exactly how most traders approach the markets. I don't sit down and randomly trade. I don't open my charts and just start clicking because price is moving and I feel like I should be doing something. Every single trading day starts before I even open a single chart. Here's what I mean by that. Before I look at any price action, I already know exactly what pair I'm focused on. I know whether I'm looking at gold or any other major. I know which session matters for that specific pair. I know what kind of setup I'm willing to take that day. I know what I'm looking for, but equally important, I know what I'm ignoring. Now, this might sound simple, but let me tell you why this matters so much. Last year, I had a pair that I was trading that barely made me any money. It was costing me more in time and mental energy than it was worth. So you know what I did? I deleted it. I removed it from my rotation entirely. And that decision wasn't emotional. It wasn't based on frustration or anger. It was based on the plan. That plan does something powerful. It removes the guessing. It keeps me calm when the market is moving wildly. It stops me from forcing trades just because price is doing something interesting. When the market opens, I'm not guessing. I'm waiting. And if nothing shows up that fits my criteria, I'm completely comfortable doing nothing. Let me tell you, a lot of traders struggle with this part, the doing nothing part. They feel like if they're not clicking buttons, they're not being productive. They mistake being busy for being productive. And that's a dangerous trap. Some of the most profitable moments of my trading career have been the moments I decided to sit on my hands and do absolutely nothing. Because here's the truth you need to internalize. You are not necessarily productive when you are busy. You can do less, and it will mean more for you. The market doesn't reward effort. It rewards correct decisions. And sometimes, the correct decision is to wait. So if you're watching this, and you've ever felt that urge to click buy or sell just because you were bored, just because you felt like you should be doing something, drop a comment below. Write discipline in the comment section. I want to know you're actually paying attention here and that you recognize this struggle in yourself. Second, the journal. Mirror of your trading mind. Now let's talk about something that might sound boring, but honestly changed everything for me. Every single trade I take gets documented. I journal everything. And I don't mean just the good ones. I don't mean just the wins I'm excited about. I don't even just mean the losses when I'm frustrated. I mean every single trade, every entry point, every exit point, every setup I saw, where I put my stop loss, where I placed my target, how I felt before the trade, how I felt during the trade, how I felt after the trade, everything. At first, I'm going to be honest with you, this felt unnecessary. It felt like I was just bothering myself with extra work. It felt boring. It wasn't exciting. I used to think, I already know what I did wrong. I don't need to write it down. I was there. I remember. But I was wrong. Over time, that journal started showing me patterns I couldn't see emotionally. Because here's the thing about human nature. 2 or 3 days after a winning trade, I had already forgotten about my losses. I was already moving on. I was already thinking about the next win. And you can't learn from things you've already forgotten. My journal showed me things I would have never noticed otherwise. I noticed that I broke my rules most often after a winning streak. Not after a losing streak, interestingly. After wins. Because I started feeling invincible. I started thinking I couldn't lose. And that's exactly when I would take dumb trades. I also noticed that certain setups only worked when I was patient. When I rushed them, failure. When I waited for the exact conditions, success. And I wouldn't have seen that without the journal. I would have just kept thinking I was getting unlucky. And that's when I realized something truly important about trading. I wasn't learning the markets through that journal. I was learning myself. I was seeing my own patterns, my own weaknesses, my own emotional triggers. The markets were teaching me about me. So if you're not journaling yet, I need you to pause this video later and start. I'm serious. Go get a notebook or open a spreadsheet. Start today. Don't wait until you've blown another account. Don't wait until you're frustrated. Start now. And if you already journal, let me know in the comments section. I want to see how many serious traders are actually here this year and beyond. Type journal if you're already doing it. Third, capital protection, the real priority. All right, let's talk about something that might be the most important thing I'll say in this entire video. And I know you've heard it before, but I want to make sure you really understand it this time. Protecting your capital comes before chasing profit. Now, I get it. Everyone has dollar signs in their eyes. Everyone wants to make profit. Of course I want to make profit. I want to buy Lamborghinis and Ferraris just like you. We have the same mindset. I love money. But here's the difference between profitable traders and everyone else. I decide how much I'm willing to lose before I start thinking about how much I'm going to make. Let me say that again. I decide my risk first. Then I think about my potential reward. That's what real traders do. Every single trade I take has a defined risk. No exceptions. There is no trade where I'm just hoping for the best. There is no trade where I'm thinking, I'll figure out my stop loss later. No. The risk is defined before I click the button. I don't increase risk to recover losses. That's one of the fastest ways to blow up an account. When you lose, your ego gets involved. You want to get it back. So you trade bigger. And you lose again. And now you're stuck in a cycle of revenge, trading that almost never ends well. I don't double down emotionally. I accept losses before they even happen. That's a crucial mindset shift. I already know that some trades are going to lose. That's part of the game. So when a loss happens, it's not a surprise. It's not a shock. It's just part of the system. This mindset changed everything for me. Once I really internalized this, losses stopped bothering me. They didn't make me angry. They didn't make me desperate. They were just data. They were just feedback. Because they were controlled. Here's something that might surprise you. I can look at my account and see a floating negative of $100,000. And I'm completely comfortable. Before, I would have freaked out. I would have panicked. I would have closed the trade early or done something stupid. But now, that's all planned. That's all part of the system. I know what that loss looks like. I know what my maximum risk is. I'm prepared for it. When you remove fear from losing, everything changes. You stop making desperate decisions. You stop taking trades that don't make sense. You stop hoping and start executing. If you're following along and this is making sense to you, hit that like button. It helps push this channel up and get these ideas to more traders who need to hear them. Fourth, the art of patience. Waiting is strategy. Now we need to talk about patience. And I want to be really honest with you about this because it's not easy. It wasn't easy for me to learn either. I wait more than I trade. Most days, I spend more time watching charts than I do clicking buttons. And that's not because I'm lazy or because I'm scared. It's because trading is about 80% waiting and 20% execution. Those numbers aren't random. That's genuinely how much time you should be spending waiting for the right setup versus actually taking the trade. But let me tell you, this wasn't easy to learn. There were times I felt like I was missing out. That's FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. I would watch price move in my direction, and I wasn't in the trade. I would feel stupid. I would feel like I was failing. I would tell myself, why didn't I just jump in? I knew it was going to go up. I saw it. I missed it. I'm so dumb. But over time, I realized something crucial. The market always gives another opportunity. People like to say opportunity comes once. That's true in a lot of areas of life, but it's not true in trading. In trading, opportunity comes every single day. And if you miss one, there will be another one soon. Sometimes in a few hours, sometimes the next day, but it always comes back. Patience became my edge. The fewer trades I take, the better my execution becomes. And the better my execution becomes, the more confident I feel. But here's the key. That confidence needs to be built on discipline, not on luck. Confidence built on luck is dangerous. It makes you think you're smarter than you are. It makes you take bigger risks than you should. It makes you think you can't lose. Confidence built on discipline is different. It's quiet. It's stable. It doesn't get shaken by a losing trade. It doesn't get inflated by a winning trade. It's just there. Fifth, emotional stability, the underrated skill. This brings me to something that's maybe the most underrated skill in trading: emotional stability. I don't emotionally react to results anymore. And I want to be honest, this one took time. It took a lot of time. It took a lot of losing trades where I got upset. It took a lot of winning trades where I got overconfident. It took a lot of mistakes before I really understood this. When I say I don't emotionally react, here's what I mean. A winning trade doesn't make me feel invisible anymore. It doesn't make me think I'm a genius. It doesn't make me want to risk more. It's just a trade that worked out according to plan. That's it. And a losing trade doesn't make me feel like a failure. It doesn't make me want a revenge trade. It doesn't make me question my entire strategy. It's just a trade that didn't work out according to plan. That's it. I judge myself on execution, not on outcome. Did I follow my rules? Did I manage risk properly? Did I wait for my setup? Did I place my stop loss where it was supposed to be? If the answer is yes, then it was a good trade, regardless of whether it made money or lost money. Now, don't get me wrong. I care about profit and loss. I love money. I'm not pretending to be some Zen master who doesn't care about results. But over time, you start getting desensitized to individual P&L numbers. Instead of looking at the dollar amount, you start looking at the quality of your execution. You start focusing on whether you actually followed your plan. That's what actually matters. This mindset saves you from the emotional roller coaster that destroys most traders. And emotional stability is so underrated in trading. People talk about strategies and indicators and setups, but nobody talks about how you handle the psychological pressure. Nobody talks about how you stay calm when you're in a losing streak. Nobody talks about how you stay humble when you're on a winning streak. If you have ever revenge traded after a loss or overtraded after a win, comment below. Type in there. I promise you, you are not alone. I've been there too. We all have. Sixth, rest and disconnection. Strategy beyond the charts. At the end of every trading day, I review my trades and then I disconnect. And I want to stress this because it's so important and so many traders don't do it. I don't sit on charts all night. I don't chase moves after hours. I don't scroll through setups endlessly. I review what I did. I write down what I learned. And then I close my laptop. That's it. I'm done for the day. Rest is part of my trading strategy. I mean that literally. I have to rest to have a clear mind. I need a clear mind to trade well. A tired mind makes crazy decisions because all it wants to do is leave the charts and go to sleep. It's desperate. It wants to get it over with. And that's exactly when you make the worst decisions. Most traders don't burn out because of the market. They burn out because they never switch off. They're always looking at charts, always checking prices, always thinking about their open positions. It's not healthy and it's not productive. Seventh, continuous learning. The quiet edge. Another thing I do consistently, but quietly, is continuous learning. I still study. I still backtest. I still review past trades. I still refine small things in my approach. But I do it quietly. There's no flashy video about it. There's no post about it. It's just the work. Things that you do consistently, but quietly make a very big difference in your life. They don't get attention. They don't get applause. But they compound over time in a way that loud, flashy actions don't. I didn't just jump from one new strategy to another. I don't chase trading trends anymore. And I'll be honest, I did that before. I used to think the next strategy was the answer. I used to think if I just found the right indicator or the right setup, everything would change. And I wasted a lot of time and money chasing those things. Now I test ideas clearly and objectively. I don't get excited about a new strategy. I don't get attached to a particular approach. I test it. I evaluate it. I see if it actually works. And if it doesn't, I move on without emotion. The market evolves. Staying profitable means evolving with it. But that evolution needs to be based on evidence, not hype. You need to be able to filter out the noise and focus on what actually works for you. Eighth, the reality. Profitability is boring. Now here's something I want you to really understand. This is maybe the most important point in this entire video. Profitability isn't dramatic. It's repetitive. It's boring. It's calm. It's built on doing the same small things correctly over and over and over again. I'm serious. It's really boring. Most people fail at trading not because they lack talent. Most people fail because they can't stay disciplined long enough for these habits to compound. They want immediate results. They want big wins. They want excitement. And trading doesn't give you that consistently. But here's the reality. That 0.01 lot you're trading over and over, that feels like slow progress. That feels like you're not moving fast enough. That feels like you should be doing more. But that slow progress is what builds profitability over time. The market requires that you keep doing that same thing for a long time until you gain consistency and mastery. And here's something I want you to notice about my account. I keep doing 100 lots over time. 100 lot, 100 lot, 100 lot. Even if my account has grown, even if I could technically trade more, I'm not after how people gauge me out there. I'm not after how much they think I'm making. I'm after how well I'm executing this trade with this amount. I'm after stability and mastery of that level of wealth. When I get comfortable at a level, when the losses don't bother me, when I can execute without stress, then I can increase. But not before. Ninth, scaling, the last priority. So let's talk about scaling because I know that's what a lot of you are thinking about. When you're trading 0.01 lots, you're wondering how you can scale to 0.02. You want to go to 0.03. You want to get to one standard lot. And I get it. I really do. You want to make more money. Of course you do. But I'm not trying to dispute the fact that you're growing. I'm saying something different. I'm saying why not gain really good mastery at each level first? Why not get truly comfortable before you increase the risk? When you get comfortable with the losses that your current level brings, then you can think about scaling. Then you can think about moving to the next phase. That's how growth really happens. I want you to remember something. I didn't just start collecting cars. I didn't start buying all the things you see me do now in my first year or second year. Some of the things I have now, I couldn't even afford 3 years ago. I had to stay at a level, really gain mastery, build up capital, keep building, and stay at that level. Then I could talk about scaling. Scaling always comes last. Mastery is what's essential. Mastery is what's important. Mastery is what you need to build before you worry about making more money. What I want you to take away. If you're still watching up to this point, you're already ahead of most traders. The fact that you made it this far tells me you're serious. So let me leave you with this. If you want to be consistently profitable, stop chasing loud wins. Stop comparing yourself to highlight videos. Stop rushing the process. Start building quiet habits like I did. Start respecting risk. Start valuing patience. Start judging yourself by execution, not by other people's standards. Trading is a journey. It's not a sprint. It's not something you win overnight. It's something you build slowly, consistently, and carefully. Don't let the noise distract you. Don't let the flashy social media posts make you feel like you're behind. Don't let the FOMO convince you to take bad trades. Just focus on doing the right things over and over again, and the results will come. I'm Precision Stick Trader, and I want to see you at the top. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.